Alright, welcome back. We're here in Act 6 now. This is where elemental damage gets real, so we're going to want to make sure our resistances are at least okay. We're going to do our first quest here, just to see how we do, how the character's feeling, and we'll get some refund points on the passive tree for this quest. It's slightly annoying because we have to kill all the monsters in the zone again, kind of like we did early on. So it's very easy to miss them. So basically I just zigzag back and...
When I'm ready, not before.
Because we got minions, they're going to help us track them down a little bit better than if we were just on our own. But still, very easy to miss strays here and there. Ah, got a level. Nice. Okay.
I need more mana.
Alright. Boss shoots out lots of stuff at you, so we want to be careful with that. At a certain point, it'll tell us how many monsters we have left to kill. So either we missed too many to even trigger the message. I guess so. Alright, so we're going to comb through this zone and see if we can find what we missed. Trouble is they can move around. So if you run somewhat close to them, they'll get pulled out of position. So even though you're zigzagging, covering all the ground, well, you may miss some. Wow. Oh, I finished it. It says talk to Lily for your reward. Okay. I guess I didn't ask her for the quest, so it didn't give me the quest countdown. Okay. So she's still out on the dock. This is a really nice quest to do because, kind of like the library, once you do it, you can buy all the gems from her so far. So it's really helpful if you didn't get something that you needed along the way. Alright, we got an instant healing, hollowed. Yeah, this one's got quality, so good blast, but got a better one. Alright, so I didn't even think about damage in that zone, so maybe we can just go out and see how the world is. We have our auras up.
Hopefully,
let's check our defenses. Yeah, lightning is low. 35. That's a little too low. We can probably live with the cold and the fire. If we can improve that, that would be nice. That lightning is a little worrying. One thing we could do is go to our hideout and use the crafting bench to craft that lightning on. That'd probably be a pretty smart thing to do. So instead of doing the smart thing, I'm going to run through the zone, try to stay alive, and then when we get to the end, I will go to my hideout and see if I can craft lightning. Yeah, well, so far so good. Again, moving is really your best defense. So, even though my resistances are bad, it really amplifies the amount of damage that you may take. I'm just avoiding the damage at all, completely. Just like Act 1, there's 2 exits here. The zones look kind of the same things to do. But we're going to go to a hideout. You'll need to set up your hideout and set up your crafting bench. But let's see what we can do. So you get 3 suffixes and 3 prefixes for these mods. This has got all of our mods filled up. If I hold the Alt key down, it'll show me that I've got 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes. That one prefix has 2 mods to it. It's a hybrid, so don't get confused by that. What we're looking for is an item that has a non-used suffix. So right here, 2 prefixes, 2 suffix. Perfect. This is an item with good links that we want to keep. It's got some life on it. Alright, let's put some lightning resistance on it now. I have the higher level lightning resistance because I did a playthrough before. So this is the one I want to use. It'll give me 21 to 28%, which will fix me right up. But I don't have any alchemy orbs, so I'm stuck until I get an alch. See, I spent that currency in the last act. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I'd have been in a better place right now. Alright, I'm going to re-enable my automation and resummon my carrion golem. Go back to the coast. I never do this quest down here. I don't even know what the reward is, but for you, I will do it. I don't know what you do, but I assume it will be obvious. I get an essence. It's been worth it already.
I need more mana.
Oh yeah, this looks like a boss. Okay, well, that was pretty easy. We got his manuscript, I think. Oh, okay. Well, we need to strengthen the belt. What do we have here? We've got dexterity. We've got a lot of stats, but that's about it. So, strength, dexterity, intelligence. We're gonna take this. We could take either the belt and try to improve, but I already got 95 life, which is about as good as you're gonna get. I'd have to be pretty damn lucky to get a better belt out of this random selection, so try this amulet, see what happens. And nothing. Okay. Oh, that was exciting. See what else he's got. Minion wand. Can't afford it. We're broke right now. Did get an essence though. That's pretty good. All right. I'll roll the dice. That time we did not win. Alright, this zone, you pretty much just want to follow the shore. You can just run straight across. Sometimes a little hard to find the boss that you're looking for.
I'm ready.
But if you follow the shore, you're sure to encounter him. Circles. Alright, so we're going to follow the perimeter here. We're going to find a little house that's got the boss in it. And that's the boss's attack right there. Okay, well, he didn't stand a chance. Sulfite for Delve, in case we're interested in that. Alright, we're pretty much nuking everything, so defenses are essentially irrelevant. There's an expedition up here, which I don't do. You should probably do it. Get some important stuff out of that, but I don't bother. Okay. I think go either way here. I always go left. I don't know why. Oh, the chance. Pretty good. One of the rares there. Nuke them all. Take some damage. Wow. Okay. Got a boss here. He's got a little
Let me teach you the laws of war.
circles. Avoid the circles. That fire scorching ray thing. Not good. He's invulnerable now. When you take out these, keep moving around to avoid staying in that scorching ray. It becomes more dangerous the longer you're in it, so as long as you keep moving, you're in good shape. Out of mana. Yeah, this is where this character isn't quite as strong. But, having a hard time getting all my minions going too well. But still, we will persevere. Just avoid his attacks. Avoid the circles. Keep going the Scorching Ray a little bit.
Tukohama.
Not too bad. Skill point. Alright, we're gonna just have a couple of travel nodes here. We're not gonna get us anything. Get to this minion defense. We're gonna take some life and all res up here. Alright, our first Pantheon power. It's only one to choose from. You'll unlock the rest as you play through the campaign. They can be surprisingly helpful. And you can change them anytime you want to in town. So you can adjust them based on what kind of fight you're going to get yourself into. In campaign, that's not really necessary, but late game, you'll want to be aware of that, especially if you start going after end game bosses or depending on the design of your character. Yeah, so minions tearing it up right now. Oh, there's some currency on the ground. Cool. This zone I never understand the logic of, so basically just run around until I find the exit. There's probably some trick to reading the layout better, but I don't know it. Strongbox. The gem, not useful to us. You want to make sure you've got some spare gems when you go into the labyrinth also, because you're going to get a chance to transmute them. You can turn them into special gems that has some unique abilities. If you're in a trade league, some of those are worth quite a bit. So that's why I'm keeping these gems in my inventory, even though I'm not gonna be ascending at all. Just doing my baseline build. You can choose any ascendancy you want. Any beneficial ascendancy point that you take will help the character. I mean, obvious choice is Necromancer, but it's really up to you. It depends on what you want to do in the end game. I'd say do whatever you think is fun. If it's fun for you, then you're winning. As I probably said plenty of times in this guide, it's effective, but it's not fun. I'm just not interested. If it's terrible, but it's fun,
When I'm ready.
I'm all in. Hopefully it's good. I try to make it good. Chaos Orb. Very lucky find. Since I'm solo self-bound, I can use these Chaos Orbs. You would not want to do that in a trade league. And what a Chaos Orb will do is to re-roll a rare. So if you get a rare that's maybe got the links you want or the base you want, but the stats are terrible, then you can use a Chaos Orb to randomly re-roll it. I mean, the chances of getting something good aren't too high, but you're taking something that's useless and potentially turning it into something useful. And there's nothing special to do with Chaos Orbs in solo self-found. In trade, though, it is sort of the basic currency that you use for trade. So it's extremely useful in trade. I think my gloves that I rolled were pretty much totally useless. As far as the stats are concerned, it's only the sockets that were what I needed, so there's something I could use a Chaos Orb on. Alright. I forget what's in here that I may need to remember. Is there a Trial of Ascendancy, or am I just looking for the exit? I actually don't remember. There's my exits. Okay, got a ton of gems here to level up. Okay, Steel Skin is maxed out because I don't have enough strength. That's okay. I don't need to level up all the way. If I can get more strength, then I will, but I'm not gonna stress over that at all. I'm just gonna keep working towards my minion defenses here. See what I got for boots. Alright, 25% movement speed, nothing else. So I'm losing nothing and I'm gaining movement speed. That's why I don't like putting gems in the boots when you're going through. Look at that. 43 life, 15 movement speed. 25 movement speed, I always take movement speed. Alright, got a Sacred, this is a level 42 flask. I picked that up because it's worth a chromatic orb. Alright, so yeah, these mods totally useless. If I use the Chaos Orb on it, it'll randomly re-roll it. We'll see what we get. I gotta take the gems out. Okay. Won't affect sockets. 64 life. Excellent. Rest of it's useless, but that's okay. We just bought 64 life for one Chaos Orb and solo self-found. That is a win. Gotta enable my automation. And I lost my Spectre. No, Stone Golem. I'm not using a Stone Golem right now. I'm all good. Alright. Let's go.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Alright, just like some of those zones, we're basically just looking for the exits. Take us up. We got several levels that we need to find. Okay, this is an abyss. When I run over this little circle here, it's going to open up a crack in the ground and monsters will come out. We can get some specialized types of gems out of it. These monsters it spawns can be pretty tough, but you want to follow the crack as it forms. Your mini-map, you really need your mini-map for this. And watch where that circle goes. You need to stay close to it and fight the mobs. And if you fight enough of them, and you follow it far enough, you'll get an Abyssal Trove. Okay, got a Murderous Eye Jewel. That is an Abyss Jewel, which has some special mods on it. Murderous are generally for attack-based builds, so it's not going to be useful to our minion build, probably. So I'm just going to leave it there. We did get a couple of other items out of it, so still worthwhile. And we didn't die. Alright, there, Necro. Alright, a couple gem levels. Yeah, got us leveled up. Alright, so everything's going well, even though we don't have ideal links, they're good enough. Alright, Minion's doing a pretty good job of killing stuff, even though we're unascended. About to face a boss. Got some pretty interesting phases here. Repack. Alright. Go up here.
Not you! For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
Avoid those big attacks. Try not to die. Alright. If you let her live long enough, she's gonna rise up in the air and fire down some spells on you.
Let me beautify you!
Yeah. Just run in a circle to avoid them pretty easily. Alright. Third phase. We're crushing it. Alright.
Seems that those who
Rogue's
don't make
Mocker
mistakes
is for
tend to repeat them.
League Mechanic, which I don't usually engage with, so just gonna leave those there. That's the heist mechanic. Some people love it. It's good loot, to be honest. So it's worth doing if you like it. But there's just so many different things to do in Path to Exile that generally people kind of pick one or two that they want to specialize in for a league because they really like it, or it's going to be particularly good during that league, or they just want to try something new. Alright, here's the red one. That's the beast that's left over. They're usually the toughest. Spawns lots of ads.
Great job, Exile. I now will take the captured beast to the menagerie.
Okay, here again we're looking for a side exit, not the main exit. There we go.
When I'm ready and not
Okay,
before.
got a boss here for another Pantheon power. Okay, it's gonna open up another zone here in a moment. Yeah, once you see that door, you want to get out of here. Just run through here, don't worry about these guys. It's kind of a trap. All that fire coming down. Alright, back to the boss.
I need more mana.
Okay,
Abarath.
drops no loot. Of course. Just what do you expect from a boss.
At last, your thirst is quenched.
So you get another Pantheon power from him, which is a minor Pantheon. We only choose one at a time.
And thaumaturgy.
And,
Thaumaturgy every time.
We don't really care about Ignite because we have Purity of Elements. We're immune to ailments. Right now we have this one that reduces physical damage. So it's the best one for us during the whole campaign, so we're just gonna leave it there and just forget about it. We're gonna collect the rest of the minor Pantheons as we get skill points for that, and then they're available later on if we want to change, but for now, that's all we... Okay. We're good. We picked up some gear. See what we got. Endless, we don't want that. Got some life, got no strength. Got nothing. And nothing. Okay. Run back to the main zone area. Beast over here if you want to fight it.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby.
Alright. I'm going to continue along the perimeter till we find the exit. There we go.
When I'm ready and not before.
Nothing to do in here, just follow the road. There's the waypoints.
I need more mana.
Okay. Following the road. There's the door. Next zone. Okay. Follow the road. Alright, here I'm gonna stop for a moment. And we're gonna go off to the side here for a side zone quest. Another Pantheon power, another skill point. So usually the best bet is just run straight across the zone. Sometimes we get lucky. Frequently the boss zone can be right there. Wool gloves, okay, it's energy shield base. If the boss zone isn't directly across from the entryway, then we'll have to explore for it a little bit. Okay, Soul Eater. Guy got powered up by the ads we killed. So we're just going to follow the perimeter. Okay, circle. We want to stay out of that. Wrong box. Ah, there's the door. Nothing. Okay. Conquest Chainmail. Chainmail can be good for us because it's energy, shield, armor, base. It's easy to get blue and red sockets, which is what we're looking for. But not that one. We could try to re-roll it. Alright. Got some minion life here. We got a boss that we have to activate. It's green stuff, try to stand out of it. It's degen. Kill these 3 alligator mouths or whatever they are. Alright, now the boss will have emerged. Really should be using Flesh Offering here, but alright, it'll burrow and move.
When I'm ready, I'm not.
Stay out of the degen pools. And that was pretty easy. Alright, got some gloves with dexterity and life. Not as good. Belt with nothing. And a useless life flask. Cobalt Jewel, Strength and Intelligence. Minions have increased life. Not useful enough. Alright, we'll just sell it when we get back to town. Alright, so we got a lot of nothing here. Alright, we can use, collect our Pantheon power there, but we actually don't even need to. We just get it automatically. We have to talk to that NPC. And check here. We should get some skill points. Sell our junk. This has got movement speed. Yeah, we'll save those. Okay.
You've killed. Good work.
Alright, got an energy shield
With the
helmet
rope,
here.
another dam.
And we'll see if we can get any better gear. Energy shield gloves. There's not going to be any better boots. Alright. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I don't see it. That's useless, as usual.
Stay sharp out there.
Okay. Oops. I'll keep this handy just in case. Definitely use a better helmet. No, it's 58 health. That's good. Health, life, movement speed. Yeah, this is actually okay. This could be better. For now. Minion defenses, and elemental resistance is not strictly necessary, so let's get ourselves some more health here. Got this health and mana regen. Yeah, let's do that. We can finish up this wheel. We can get our cruel preparations. We're in good shape. Let's get back to the riverways before our zone closes up here. Resets.
I need more mana.
Alright. I'm gonna do, if we can, let's see where our Raised Spectre gem is. Raised Spectre is only level 9. So we want to get that to level 13, in which we get 2 Spectres. And we're going to get 2 Spectres that spawn here. I'm going to go ahead and find our Desecrate. Got a green socket here. We got Desecrate and Raise a Spectre. This is pretty much the most annoying thing you're going to have to do for this character. We're going to use Desecrate to create corpses. And we're holding down the A key. Not currently working. Why is it not working? That is very annoying. Let's go to our hideout for a moment. The A key, you should be able to target the corpses so you can see what they are, and then you can raise the specter that you want. Currently, that is not working for me. I'm going to log out here, log back in, see if I have corrected that problem. No, still not. Might have to restart my game. So I will wait until we get to the next zone, or the next act. For now, I'm just going to raise any old specter and continue on. Next act's actually a little bit better place to do this. There's 2 specter types that we want to get.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And if our Spray Spectre is at level 13, we'll be able to get them both. Alright, at the end of the zone, you want to be a little careful, because they're going to be shooting some bombs at you over the fence. Just go to the side. And here we are in the next town. Oh, sorry, not yet. Jumped the gun. I leveled up my Desecrate. It's really not necessary. In fact, I'm going to take it out. The zone's a little hard to find your way. Generally want to stay and just follow the perimeter on the left. We're going to find a waypoint up here. We're going to go into a cave. There's a quest item that we need. I think it's down here. We're going the right way. There it is. Okay. There's our waypoint. Our exit.
The Brine King. His time has
Our
almost
old
come.
friend
Then
is
hope will be...
changed a little bit.
It once fluttered from the nest.
Heavy belts. Got pretty lucky with the belt we have now, so focus on other gear improvement. Although, as you can see, we hardly need it. Even though our resistances are not good, we're totally fine here. Circles. Alright, probably going the wrong way.
When I'm ready,
We'll
and
see.
not before.
There's the door. We did it. Okay. Out on the sands. Kind of a long zone, and at the very end you have sort of a challenge you have to complete, so easy to die and then have to run all the way back. Chromatic, and let's see. Armor evasion, not good. Let's get to the little forest area. You can follow this shore. That's usually your safest bet for finding where you want to go. Here's a place where if you don't have elemental ailments, or immunity, you can get frozen really easily or chilled, and that doesn't go well in this game. But we're element immune, so we just ignore that. Okay. Don't get too far away from the shore. You can run kind of right to where you need to, but sometimes you miss it, and then you have to go backtrack, or I'd rather take the path that's kind of the her thing rather than take a chance, because backtracking is super annoying. Alright, we're just crushing everything here. Alright, essence. Get that first. Okay. So what we need to do is to stand inside of the circle in order to keep this thing moving. Once you get to a junction, it won't reset, but if I went out of it normally, like this, it starts going back. So you gotta stay in there to keep it going, but it won't go past the junction. So it saves your progress as long as you get a certain distance. And then you lose the second time on the other side. Jewel? Okay. Alright, so once it goes in the house, you're all good. Go across. Do it again. Alright, this guy. Silver flask. Good flask, but I'm not gonna use it. Unique. Useless. Alright. In its house. And come up here, click it once, click it twice. Down here. Alright, what did we say we were gonna do? Oh yeah, I'll get some health and mana regen. Alright. Brine King Island. Hit the waypoint, easy to miss, and then you're not happy if things go wrong. Following the perimeter is usually your best bet. Again, without ailment immunity, these are can be problematic. Get frozen circle, yeah, watch out for that. Alright, this might just take us back to the beginning. Looks like it is. It's okay. We'll live. Follow the perimeter. Circle. Always watch out for the circle. Gloves, not helpful. This might be armor energy shield, so they've got potential depending on the mods. Alright, eventually we'll find the boss area here. Circles. Careful of that. Alright, I got like 3 uniques all in a row. That's pretty cool. See if they're anything useful for us. I already know by their base type that there's a very low chance they're anything we're going to use, but nonetheless, we'll check them out. Alright, here's the boss room. So before we go in, we're going to spend our point here. We're not going to die. Okay. Veil, unveil, unveil. Yeah, Iron Ring, okay. Sun Life. How does it compare? Noticeably worse. Okay, don't want it. Ice Fang Orbit. Okay, good dexterity, that's nice. Chance to poison on hit. Well, we're not, I don't know if we hit or not, but poison's not really what we're doing. We're not doing damage with poison, so that's not helpful. You're chilled when you're poisoned. Non-chilled enemies you poisoned are chilled. See, this is the funkiness of uniques. They can enable certain mechanics in your character, but they're not always usable unless you have some specialized reason for them. Okay, totem damage, useless. Cast speed with cold spills, useless. Got some resist, so that's no use. This boot knife allows you to block in your offhand, something like that. Nothing for us. Chains of endurance. Got life, that's good. Energy shield, that's good. Stun and block recovery isn't really that helpful. Reflects a lot of damage to physical attackers. I guess that could be slightly useful. And regenerate life based on how many ailments are affecting you. So this is not something that you'd want to use. You could build some kind of a build that you could be you could obtain elemental ailments, but their effects on you would be reduced to 0, and then you could stack them so that you could stack a ton of regen, but again, be a very specialized build. It's nothing that we're doing here, or could even figure out how to use, probably. So
courageous. Such a fine example of womanhood. I simply knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Or my husband. You see, His Majesty could never be satiated on his wedding day by one bride alone. Thank you, my new sister. I shall always treasure your company.
alright, avoid the attacks. Stay out of the circle.
I need more mana.
Got some ads here to refill your flasks. Alright. Not enough damage. It goes to the next phase where they do these, again, circle attacks. Stay out of the circle, stay out of the water. You will be okay. Okay, stay out of the circle. Alright, I'm going to do some circle attacks on the ground. You could just stand in them and heal through it, but probably want to avoid them if you can.
When I'm ready, I'm not.
Okay, water comes in a little closer. Okay. Okay. Got some gloves here. This is a contract you can use in heist. Not something I bother with. We got our first major Pantheon power though. It's a good one too. So this is about being stunned.
I must have more.
It's good.
Hold on, Tiek.
Alright, made it to the next act. So, let's just check our guide, make sure we've done everything we were supposed to do. Alright, so Act 6, there was a Ascendancy in the prison that we skipped. So that's something you'd want to go back and do. If you're gonna plan on ascending in the labyrinth, which of course you definitely should. So there's that. Other than that, I think we're in good shape. Now that we're in Act 7, we're going to have easy access to both of these Spectre types. And once we get our Spectre gem to level 13, we'll be able to enable them both, and that's going to give your minions and yourself actually a noticeable boost in damage. So that's it for now. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you again for Act 7.